Have you ever felt like your mind is a crowded marketplace? Every stall shouting for your attention, notifications, emails, endless scrolling, the constant buzz of modern life. You walk through this marketplace, pulled in every direction, never quite sure where to stop. And at the end of the day, you realize you bought nothing of value. Just noise. This is the reality of distraction. Our brains are wired to chase novelty, to respond to every ping and vibration. Psychologists call it selective attention, the spotlight of the mind. But here's the problem. Most of us never control the spotlight. It flickers from one shiny object to the next, leaving us exhausted, scattered, and unfulfilled. Now imagine this, stepping out of that marketplace. Closing the doors. Silence. Just you, a single candle, and the task that matters most. That's monk mode. It's not about becoming a monk in robes, it's about reclaiming your spotlight. It's about choosing with intention where your mind will rest. Think of your attention like a river. Left unchecked, it floods everywhere, shallow and chaotic. But when you build channels, when you guide it, that same river becomes power, turning wheels, generating energy, carving valleys. Monk mode is the art of channeling your river. And here's the truth. Greatness has always been born in silence. Writers, inventors, athletes, they all retreat into their own monk mode. They step away from the noise, not because they hate the world, but because they want to give the world something greater. So ask yourself, what could you create if you mastered your spotlight? What masterpiece lies hidden beneath the clutter? Monk mode is the doorway. Step through it, and you'll discover a mind that is not scattered, but sharp. Not restless, but calm. Not distracted, but unstoppable. We live in a world of constant stimulation. Every swipe, every click, every notification is a spark of dopamine, the brain's chemical of reward. It's like being fed spoonfuls of sugar all day long. Sweet at first, but soon you're left craving more, never satisfied, always restless. Psychologists call this the dopamine loop. The brain learns to chase quick hits, likes on a post, the next video, the next snack. But here's the danger. When dopamine is constantly spiking, your reward system becomes numb. The things that truly matter, deep work, long-term goals, meaningful progress, feel dull compared to the instant rush of scrolling. Monk mode is the antidote. It's not about rejecting pleasure, it's about retraining it. Imagine your brain as a garden. Right now, weeds of instant gratification are choking the soil. Monk mode is the discipline of pulling those weeds, day by day, so the seeds of focus and growth can take root. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, you're reclaiming a piece of your mind. Every time you choose journaling over scrolling, reading over binge-watching, you're rewiring your brain's reward pathways. Slowly, dopamine stops chasing the shallow and starts rewarding the meaningful. It's like turning down the volume on noise so you can hear the music of progress. The silence becomes powerful. The small victories, finishing a page, completing a workout, writing a paragraph, begin to feel satisfying again. This is dopamine discipline. It's the reset button for your mind. And once you press it, you'll discover a new kind of joy, the joy of mastery, the joy of momentum, the joy of building a life that isn't dictated by distractions, but designed by intention. Most people try to change their lives by forcing habits. They say, I'll wake up earlier. I'll work harder. I'll stop procrastinating. But habits built on willpower alone are fragile. They break under stress, under fatigue, under temptation. The secret of monk mode is not just discipline, it's identity. Psychologists call this self-identity theory, the idea that we act in alignment with who we believe we are. Think of it like wearing a new set of robes. When you step into monk mode, you're not pretending, you're becoming. You're saying, I am the kind of person who values silence. I am the kind of person who chooses depth over distraction. I am the kind of person who builds, not just consumes. Identity is powerful because it rewires the story you tell yourself. And stories shape behavior more deeply than rules ever can. Imagine two people trying to quit smoking. One says, I'm trying to quit. The other says, I don't smoke. Which one succeeds? The second, because their identity leaves no room for contradiction. So in monk mode, don't just cut distractions, become the kind of person who doesn't chase them. Don't just schedule deep work, become the kind of person who thrives in it. Every choice is a vote for your new identity. Every moment of silence is proof that you are transforming. This is the shift. You are not just practicing monk mode. You are a monk in training. And once you embrace that identity, the discipline stops feeling like a burden. It becomes natural. It becomes who you are. There is a place where time bends. Hours feel like minutes, and effort feels like play. Athletes call it being in the zone. Artists call it inspiration. Psychologists call it flow. And in monk mode, flow is not an accident. It is a practice. Flow happens when challenge meets skill. Too easy and you get bored. Too hard and you get anxious. But when the balance is just right, your mind locks in. Distractions fade. The spotlight of attention shines so brightly that the world outside disappears. Take the story of Nir Eyal, author of Indistractable. Early in his career, he struggled with the same distractions we all face: emails, social media, endless interruptions. His productivity suffered, and he felt trapped in shallow work. But when he embraced a monk mode approach, blocking time, cutting inputs, and protecting deep work, everything changed. He wrote best-selling books, built successful companies, and became a leading voice in behavioral psychology. His victory wasn't luck, it was flow, cultivated through discipline. Monk mode is the discipline of creating these sacred spaces. 90 minutes of uninterrupted focus. No phone, no notifications, no wandering thoughts. Just you and the work. At first, it feels heavy, but soon, the rhythm takes over. The tempo rises, and inside it you find flow. And once you taste flow, you'll realize it's not just productivity. It's joy. It's clarity. It's the feeling of becoming one with your purpose. Monk mode is not only about productivity, it is about peace. Because what good is focus if your emotions are in chaos? The true strength of monk mode lies in emotional regulation, the ability to remain calm, centered, and resilient even when life storms around you. Psychologists call this mindfulness-based emotional regulation. It is the practice of observing your feelings without being consumed by them. Imagine standing on the shore, watching waves crash. Some are small ripples, others are towering storms. But you are not the waves, you are the witness. That awareness gives you power. And no one embodied this more than Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master often called the father of mindfulness. He lived through war, exile, and political persecution. He saw his country torn apart, his people suffering. Yet instead of being consumed by rage or despair, he chose compassion. He taught that peace begins with the breath, that even in chaos, one mindful inhale and exhale can restore clarity. His struggle was immense. During the Vietnam War, he was banned from returning home because of his peace activism. He carried the pain of separation, the grief of violence, the weight of injustice. But through mindfulness, he transformed suffering into strength. He built Plum Village in France, a sanctuary where thousands learned to breathe, to heal, to live with awareness. His teachings reached millions, quoted by presidents, embraced by Oprah, and practiced by people across the world. His victory was not in avoiding pain, but in mastering it. He showed that emotional regulation is not suppression, it is transformation. Monk mode invites you to do the same. Begin with 2 minutes of mindful breathing before your work. Notice your emotions, name them, and let them pass like clouds across the sky. In that silence, you will find resilience. In that awareness, you will find strength. Monk mode is not a temporary challenge. It is a rewiring of the brain. Psychologists call this neuroplasticity, the ability of your mind to change its structure through repeated practice. One of the most famous examples of this transformation is Kobe Bryant, the legendary NBA player. Early in his career, Kobe was talented but inconsistent. He faced criticism for being flashy, for chasing highlights instead of discipline. But then he embraced his own version of monk mode. He became obsessed with practice, waking at 4 a.m., training for hours before his teammates even arrived. He cut out distractions, studied film relentlessly, and built habits so strong they became second nature. His struggle was real: injuries, losses, doubts. But through sheer repetition, he rewired his mind and body. His discipline became legendary. Teammates said he lived in a different world, a world of silence, focus, and relentless improvement. And his victory? 5 NBA championships, an unshakable legacy, and the nickname Black Mamba, a symbol of precision and mastery. That is neuroplasticity in action. Kobe didn't just play basketball, he rebuilt himself into a machine of focus. And you can do the same. Monk mode is your training ground. Every day you practice, you are laying bricks, carving trails, rewiring your brain. So remember, monk mode is not about 1 week of discipline. It is about transformation. It is about becoming someone new. And if you stay the course, your future self will look back and thank you for the fortress of focus you built, for the life you designed, for the masterpiece you created. And remember, monk mode is not just a practice, it's a mindset. It's the art of reclaiming your focus, rewiring your brain, and building a life of clarity and purpose. If this message resonated with you, welcome to Mind Sketchbook, a space where psychology meets motivation and where brain habits become the brushstrokes of your future. Here, every video is a sketch, a blueprint, a spark to help you design the masterpiece of your life. We dive deep into the science of the mind, but we keep it simple, practical, and inspiring, so you can take these lessons and apply them today. Because transformation doesn't happen in theory, it happens in action. So if you're ready to sharpen your focus, strengthen your habits, and unlock the motivation within you, join this journey. Subscribe, share your reflections, and let's grow this community of thinkers, dreamers, and doers. This is Mind Sketchbook. Your mind, your habits, your masterpiece.